this is what we're going to do today. We're going to do bell work, which is just a goal and a question. We're going to check the handout that I assigned on Thursday, numbers 7 through 13. We're going to check the assignment from Friday, which was page 29, 1 through 13. And then we're going to do a new assignment, same section, hoping that things start to make more sense. If you're ever at home and you didn't write down the assignment, one place to look is Schoology. Here in Schoology, if you click on either week 1 or week 2, it'll show the, it looks like this. It's an assignment sheet. So it's not going to show up like it's not going to tell you the assignment unless you come in and you find the assignment sheet. How we doing right here? So if you're at home and you realize you forgot to write it down, you can click on the assignment sheet. And this was the assignment Friday, and this was the assignment today. And you guys have a quiz in a week. And then there's your test day. So, one option for you. Alrighty, our goal today is to work more with stretches and strengths. There's been a lot of vertical and horizontal translations, I think even reflections, but not many stretches and strengths, so we'll work on that. Alright, we need to write a function g that is this function f of x translated horizontally 8 units and up 3 units. If I can't remember how to do this, I'll refer to the 6 bullet points from Friday. It looks like this. This tells me how to do each of those. So a horizontal translation, I need to put the number in parentheses with x, and I must use the opposite sign. For the vertical translation, I add or subtract from k only. So I'm going to refer to these tips to help me figure out this move here. Does anybody have it on Friday? Okay. I'm going to do decimals too again. So, alright, so you're starting with f of x. There's a negative sign in front, so the parabola should have arrows down. X plus 4 squared minus 5. So right now, as the function is starting, it's left 4 units and it's down 5 units. That's what I see. But this says I want to write a new function and call it g. And g of x needs to be this one, but it has to be 8 units right from it, horizontal there, and 3 units up. So if I want to go right, that has to go inside parentheses. And if I have to go up, that has to go at the end of the equation. That little blue bit is what you bring to the problem with the text. So I'm keeping this negative sign the same. I'm keeping the parentheses. I'm keeping the x. I'm keeping the plus sign. I'm keeping the 4. But I need to put something inside the parentheses because I was asked to do a horizontal shift. So if I need to go 8 units right, now right is typically positive on our number line and in our coordinate plane. But inside these parentheses, we do opposite. So I'm going to add in a -8. I'm going to keep the other parenthesis. I'm going to keep the 2. I'm going to keep the minus sign. I'm going to keep the 5. But I have to move it 3 units up. So at the very end, I'm going to put a +3. So this is how the 8 and the 3 get inserted according to those words. And now do that little bit of math. And my new function g will be -4 minus 8 will be x minus 4 squared, and -5 plus 3 will be -2. That's my new one. And that's if you were able to do that, that's a really good summary of 3 lessons last week. So I would like to look this up on Desmos. So let's check that out. Check they already had. So let's just take a look. See if I got it here. Oh, I didn't mean to lose it. Negative parentheses. I will at some point give you guys time on the Chromebooks to work with Desmos. Since I'm not allowing you to use any technology right now. Alright, now as far as Desmos goes, something should be showing up. It should be red. This dot, I should see a red line graph here. You don't have to type f of x equals, you don't have to type y equals, that's typed correctly. How come I can't see anything?
The screen only goes to -2, not -5.
The screen's only showing the -2. And when I really look at the details here, this parabola is down 5 units. So the thing about Desmos is you have to have a little bit of knowledge to know exactly where in the window you're looking. So if I saw maybe down to -5 here, maybe I would see it. Yeah, there it is. Yep, okay. So now I can see it. The arrows are going down because the negative sign in front. It's left 4 units from 0. And it's down 5. So this is the original. Opens down, left 4, down 5. That's the f of x. The new one that we wrote still has a negative sign in front. The middle became x minus 4. And the end became -2. So there it is. This is the one that we wrote by plugging in 8 and a 3. Let's see how it moves. So this was F, this is G. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then up 1, 2, 3. And sure enough, it is right 8 and up 3. Because we put those numbers in correctly. Okay? So as you're hashing this out and figuring it out, the visual check is really helpful. Go to desmos.com and check it out. Any questions on that? All right, let's head to the handout. Handout from last week. Kind of hard to look at. I know it's a lot to see, kind of all in here. So the red color going through the origin is the parent function. So I got the parent linear, parent quadratic, all centered at the origin. The absolute value linear. So one thing I'm looking for is did you put the 1 through the origin in all of them? And then I'll be looking, did you shift them correctly? So number 1 should be up 4. Number 2 should be down 6. Number 3, I guess I should be saying number 9. Number 9 should be down 1. Number 10 is one you might make a mistake on. Take a look at 10. Is your parabola to the right or is your parabola to the left? It should be left. A plus 4 shifts it left. This one should be right. Number 12 is up 4, even though the 4 shows up in front. That's a little strange. And then a reflection. I did this one in some classes. You have your positive slope. That negative sign in front really just makes a negative slope. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. So you should be correcting it, looking at it. And then leave this out. I'm going to walk around in a minute. I guess I'll just check for it now. I'm going to walk around twice today. I have 2 assignments to check for. Okay, anyone want to ask a question about these? All right, let's head to Friday's work, which was page 29 actually in the textbook. Everybody should have their textbook pages. So my layout up here is a little different from yours, and I'll get the update going here soon. So I apologize. As you're looking at this is number 1. You have a lot more space on yours than I do on mine. Did I do 1 and 2 with you guys on Friday? I know I did some with you. 4. Okay, so 1, when I do something to the left, and again, we're looking at the bullet points that you wrote down Friday and using that information. To go right or left, you put that number in parentheses with X. Left typically includes a negative sign, but when it comes to transferring transformations, we do opposite. So I put a +4 in X here. This is half credit. For full credit, you simplify correctly. Drop parentheses. 4 minus 5 is 1. And to go right, I would put that -2 in parentheses. And then you drop the parentheses, combine like terms. -2 plus 2 is 0. So that ends up right at the origin again. So number 3 is starting with f of x. To move down, you keep the exact same equation, but you put a -2 at the end. 2 minus 2 is 0, and then you don't have a k value anymore. It was originally up 2, you took it down 2, and now you're in the center. Number 4, said I did. Number 5, so many great observations. Students were thinking that this was a reflection, which it does look like a reflection because they're the exact same and they're congruent. However, if it was straight reflected, the black would have been here in the blue form. It's 1 unit, and it would be exactly 1 unit. The blue is 2 units from the black. No, it's 1, 2, 3. It's 3 units from the black, 2 units from the y-axis. So the function given is the black line. The new one is the green line, and they don't tell you that equation. You just observe how does it look different. And it's right 3. So to put that transformation in, we're going to go inside the brackets and do -3, like is shown here. And so it was x plus 1. We put -3 in there. We do 1 minus 3, and we end up with x minus 2. And this one, I kind of thought the blue looked skinnier, so I really stared at that for a while. But the slope of the black line is up 2 over 1, and the slope of the blue line is also up 2 over 1 if you look at that point there. So for number 6, it's just shifted up 1. So we put a +1 at the end, and the k value becomes 6. Any questions on 1 through 6? I'm sorry, it's blurry. I really like 7. 7's an important one. It says, how does it look 2 different ways? Well, to me, when I look at the black and I'm observing the blue, it looks like it's shifted up 3 units. But some people see it this way, and they see that it shifted right 3 units. You could describe it either way, up 3 or right 3. Number 8. All right, this word problem might be the most important problem in the assignment, even though it's just linear, as far as comprehension goes. So I'm going to take a minute to talk about it. All right, you start a photography business. The function f of x equals 4,000x represents your total net income in dollars after x weeks. Because how much money did you make after 1 week? $4,000. How much money did you make in 2 weeks? $8,000. How much money did you make in 3 weeks? $12,000. What kind of photographer makes $4,000 a week? I know. Maybe it's like a tabloid. Yeah, what do they call it? Paparazzi. I think paparazzi. Yeah. So I really got to thinking about this. Also, maybe the people who have they run businesses for school pictures, they might make that much like right at the beginning of school. Or maybe we're talking about like a corporate photographer, like the guy who takes pictures for Publix and is doing the Publix flyers. I mean, that person might make $4,000 a week. But this photographer is doing pretty well. Or maybe it's a business owner and they have several photographers because it just says it's a photography business. So maybe it's wedding season and you have 12 photographers and they're all getting paid $1,000 that Saturday, right? I know it's only 4,000, so 4,000. Yeah, you got me there. How you with it? Good job. Okay, you hear what I'm saying now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this. This x-axis I'm gonna label weeks. This y-axis I'm gonna label income, and I'm gonna do my don't do that. I'm gonna do my income in thousands. Don't do that. Okay, so that's 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, 16,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you guys just told me in the first week 4,000. All right, so here's my money. I'm up and up. It then says that before you start, you incur an expense of $12,000. What might cost $12,000? What's our expense here? Is this camera 12 grand? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a couple grand. Maybe there's a tripod. Maybe it's to subscribe to a great printer. Maybe it's for licenses, digital licenses. Maybe you hired 12 photographers at $1,000, and that cost you $12,000, right? But the point is, what's this in our transformation language? What's the vocabulary here? It's one or the other. It's something. It's a shrink or it's a translation. When I look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's -4, -8. Why do you keep moving? -12. Now at week 0, I'm $12,000 in the hole. And then after 1 week, I've made $4,000. I still owe 8 grand. And then after 2 weeks, I still owe 4 grand. How long does it take for me to break even? It takes 3 weeks to even start bringing in money. So maybe I got a loan. I don't know. Sometimes when you get a loan out to start a business, they give you the first month free. When you buy a car, you don't have to pay the first month. You have like 8 weeks to try to get the money together and start paying for that car. But what this is, it's the exact same slope. It's just a shift down. So we're gonna call this a vertical translation of -12,000. So my business is making the same money every week, but I started $12,000 lower. It changes the projection of my whole year because of that 12 grand. So being able to apply this to these real life scenarios is more important than just the number problem. So I, on purpose, took some time to talk about this one. And I love talking about income and expenses, building businesses. That was number 8. All right, and then here, I never even did one of these with you yet. So if you got here and you felt like I have no idea, let's talk about it right now. We didn't really have time Friday. There's a big difference between a reflection and the x-axis. It's like x-axis, x-axis, y. Okay? For x-axis, you have to distribute through the whole thing. Be sure not to just copy the answer without understanding what happened. Okay? It's your understanding that really matters. So for x-axis, you put a -1 outside. Put your equation in parentheses, put a -1 outside, and distribute it in. If it says reflect in the x-axis. So when you distribute in, it changes the sign. Here's the answer for the first one. G of x is 5x minus 2. Also, as you're looking at your answers, if you wrote y equals, go ahead and make it g of x. Or if you kept it f of x, change it to g of x. It's more accurate that way. The original is f. We're changing it somehow. We'll call the new one g. So on number 10, I distributed -1 through, and now this reflects, this shows a reflection in the x-axis. 11, 12, and 13. There are ways I could have rewritten 3 more steps here, it's actually unnecessary. If it's a reflection in y, you change the number in front of x to negative. So I put a negative here, I put a negative here, and I put a negative here. This can get a lot more complicated, and when I walk around, if you want to talk about how else you can do this, I'll talk about it. But honestly, you guys, this is all you need to do to get it right here in this class. Okay, as you're no, so oh, they just all coincidentally are absolute value. But if I was gonna flip, for instance, let's say I wanted to flip this one along the y-axis, I just put a negative sign right there. Right in front of that. So, like, it was positive here and now I have a negative. It was positive here and now I have a negative. Your book shows that a little different. You're making it more difficult than it needs to be. Right, I'm coming around to give you credit for doing this, so I need to see the handout.